Bienvenidos al Cafecito del Día, brought to you by the Labor Council for Latin American Advancement. Our conversations are inspired by the moments of togetherness that nuestra comunidad shares over un cafecito.
Bienvenidos, soy Carmen Rodríguez. En este Cafecito del Día, we share a conversation with Grecia Palomar, LCLAA Twin Cities Chapter President, to discuss how unions, community organizations, neighbors, and allies in Minnesota are stepping up to support working families, especially immigrant families, during an incredible, difficult, and violent period marked by aggressive federal immigration enforcement, community fear, and ongoing protest. We'll talk about the challenges families are facing, the ways union members are providing care and solidarity, and whether advocates and supporters are encountering persecution and backlash for standing with their community. Acomapáñenos. Bienvenida, Grecia, a este Cafecito del Día.
Buenas tardes, ¿cómo estás?
Gracias por acompañarnos, Grecia. Since early January, the Twin Cities have become the hub for rapid response group work. In this context of violence driven by ongoing federal immigration enforcement, how are the LCLAA chapter, los sindicatos, las organizaciones, and advocates engaging with workers, immigrant families, and the broader community during this challenging time?
Honestly, at a time when these policies were meant to isolate us and scare us into silence, they've actually done the opposite. They've brought us closer together. Our unions, community organizations, and advocates have actually stepped up collectively. We are coordinating, sharing resources, and moving as one. We're connecting families to legal help, rent assistance, food donations, and even mental health services, reminding us that solidarity isn't just a word, es una acción. When one family is targeted, todos nos hacemos presente.
How would you describe the impact of increased federal enforcement action, incluyendo los asesinatos de Renee Good and Alex Pretty, along with the arrest and detentions de muchas personas, muchos trabajadores inmigrantes de nuestras comunidades, and people's sense of safety within the community?
The impact has actually been very heavy in our community. Ha cambiado la forma en cómo vivimos al día a día. We are seeing what feels like racial profiling, people being singled out because of their skin color, the neighborhoods they live in, their accents. Something as simple as running to the gas station now means having to carry your passport. People are constantly looking over their shoulders. The murder of Renee Good and our brother Alex Purdy, it was very heartbreaking, reminding us that even standing up for your neighbors can come with a real risk. There is fear, yes, but there's also anger and determination because no one should have to live like this.
Are union members and community advocates providing direct support a las familias inmigrantes, por ejemplo, legal assistance and food support?
Claro que sí. We are working closely with the Minneapolis Regional Labor Federation, the St. Paul Regional Labor Federation, the AFL-CIO, and many local community groups. Together, we are fundraising, volunteering, and making sure families know where to turn. We've created direct pathways for legal assistance, food distributions, and rental support. It's very hands-on, not just talk, it's real, tangible help.
Have you experienced any retaliations, alguna represalia, intimidaciones, or persecution for supporting your community? Have any union leader, members, or algún miembro de LCLAA report a personal experience of being targeted, surveilled, or legally charged por su colaboración con la comunidad?
Sí, cómo no. Este enero 9 de este mismo año 2026, during Operation Metro Surge, ICE detained one of our very own, Eustaquio, on his way to work after leaving his home in Coon Rapids here in Minnesota. Within 24 hours, a habeas corpus petition was filed, and despite all these efforts, ICE quickly transferred him to a detention facility in El Paso, Texas. Eustaquio is a lifelong carpenter, dairy worker. He is a husband, a father, and of course, a very proud LCLAA member. He's exactly the kind of person who holds our communities together. And sadly, no es el único. This is happening to our friends, our coworkers, our families.
How the case of Eustaquio impact directly en nuestras comunidades y en los organizers that are closely supporting working families at this time?
It instills fear. Some of us have felt that we have to be a little more cautious as to how we advocate for our members, how we show up for our communities. It has caused a sense of caution when we approach situations now, because now it feels like we have to quiet our voices. But in turn, like I said earlier, if anything, it has brought out that anger, that determination that we have to stand up for our communities. We have to be there for our members. And it actually has made it into a huge collaborative efforts within our unions, our partners, and within our communities.
The impact of abuse of power, el odio, hate, and discrimination extend for beyond individuals, leaving lasting harms to families, a los niños, children, and entire communities. How do we collectively heal, rebuild trust, and repair todo este daño que se está causando to our shared values and to the fabric of our nation, de nuestro país?
Before anything else, I believe we have to stabilize our communities, our people. We need to make sure that our families are fed. We need to make sure that they have a roof over their heads. We need to make sure that their mental health is cared for. Esto ha sido un evento muy traumático para todos y necesitamos seguirlos educando. We need to organize. We need to advocate. We need to remind people that they still belong here and that their voice matters. This isn't the first time our communities have been attacked. History shows that every time we are pushed down, we always come back stronger. We are a resilient and very proud community who leaves no one behind.
And given the urgency of this moment, ¿qué acciones can LCLAA and Twin Cities-based organizations commit in order to support, apoyar, defender, and uplift impacted communities and working families?
So right now, it's both immediate support and long-term power building. We are providing rapid legal aid, know your rights education, emergency food and financial assistance, and workplace protections, so no one has to face detention or retaliation alone. At the same time, we are also developing future leaders, strengthening partnerships, and pushing for policies that protect immigrant and working families. This is about solidarity, direct action, and collective organizing. And we must always remember que no vamos a ir a ningún lado. We are not going anywhere. We are here to protect our people today and for the long haul.
Gracias, Grecia, por compartir esta información and for being with us en este cafecito del día.
Muchas gracias, Carmen.
This is a moment that calls for courage, solidarity, and collective action. Working families in our communities are facing fear, uncertainty, and the harmful impact of immigration policies that are separating families and destabilizing workplaces. Debemos mantenernos unidos. We urge every LCLAA member and union allies to continue showing up by supporting immigrant families, defending workers' rights, speaking out against injustice, and building stronger networks of protections and care in our communities. If you are wondering how you can help or how to get more involved, we invite you to contact the LCLAA Twin Cities chapter at twincities@lclaa.org or the LCLAA National Office at headquarters at lclaa.us to learn more about ongoing efforts, community defense work, rapid response networks, and ways you can join this fight for dignity and justice. Nuestra fuerza está en la unidad. Y cuando nos unimos, nos protegemos unos a otros. As we close this conversation, let us remember that solidarity is more than a word. Es acción. In moments of fears and violence, our collective strength as union members and community leaders become a lifeline for working families. The fight for dignity and justice for immigrant communities in Minnesota is a fight for all workers. When we stand together, we send a clear message. No family stands alone, and no act of intimidation will silence our commitment to protect and uplift a nuestras comunidades. Nos escuchamos en el próximo Cafecito del Día.
El Cafecito del Día is part of the Labor Radio Podcast Network